one thing you can change that can change everything in your life? A few years ago, I heard Dr. Cindy Trimm asking this question. And I thought about it. And the first thing that came to my mind at that time was my beliefs. Because I thought about it, if I could change my belief system, I could change my life. For example, I grew up seeing women in my family work hard, but their financial resources was more towards supporting their spouse than actually building wealth and owning assets. And so for many years, I really thought that the role of finances for women was basically to play a supportive role. But when I rewired that belief system, it gave me a higher sense of agency that let me know that I could actually make money, build wealth, and build transformation in my industry. Okay, now the second time I asked myself this question, and I said, what is one thing that you can change in your life that will change everything? The second thing that came to my mind was my standards. How do I mean? I used to think that standards are things you aspire towards, but I learned that your standards are not what you aspire towards. Your standards are the minimum you will settle for in life. And so your standards are actually your minimum requirements of entry, like I call it today. So you need to think about it. What is your minimum requirements of entry with your relationships? What is your minimum requirements of entry in your lifestyle, in your health, in your physical fitness, okay, in your career, at your job, at your business? Those are your standards. When I answered this question, I was able to evaluate my standards and up-level my standards. And so I throw the question to you. What is one thing that you can change that will change everything in your life? Let me know in the comments below. And if this adds value to you, share it with your friends and your community and talk about it together. That we'll all level up and live an abundant life.